Assalamualaikum, my name is Alia Adlina. Today, I will be talking about Chapter 2 of MGT 315, which is Identifying Competitive Advantages. Competitive advantage is a product or service customers place a higher value compared to similar offerings of competitors. However, it is temporary since competitors may try to duplicate the competitive advantage. Next, when an organization is the first in the market, it will gain first mover advantage. First mover advantage is when an organization greatly impacts its market share by being the first to market with competitive advantage. For example, Pampers and FedEx. Next is environmental scanning. Environmental scanning is analyzing new trends of the external environment of an organization. For example, using handheld computers to record product offerings, inventory, and location of competitors at a store. The following are the tools used to analyze and develop competitive advantage. The first tool is Porter's 5 forces model. The first force in the model is buyer power. Buyer power will be high when there are many choices to choose from, but low when there are few. Second is supplier power. Supplier power is high when customers do not have many choices to buy from, but low when there are many choices. Third is threats of substitutes of products or services. It is high when there are many substitutes, but low when there are not. Fourth is threats of new entrants. The threats are low when there are significant entry barriers, but high when it is easy for new competitors to enter the market. Lastly, rivalry. Rivalry is high when competition is fierce, but low when it is more complacent. Next is Porter's 3 generic strategy. The first strategy is broad cost leadership. In broad cost leadership, it will reach a large market segment using low cost, for example Tesco. Second is broad differentiation. It targets the niche market and develops unique products or services that customers value, using high cost, for example Pavilion. Lastly is focus strategy. Focus strategy concentrates on cost leadership or differentiation. It focuses on the niche segment, for example Bata. Lastly is value chain. Value chain is used to determine the success or failure of the chosen strategy. It is also to evaluate the effectiveness of a business process. According to the value chain, every process adds value to the product or services for each customer. It is used to identify which process firms can add value to create competitive advantage. And there are also 2 categories of the value chain. First is primary value activities and second support value activities. The activities in primary value activities are receiving and storing raw materials. Next is making the product or services. Third is delivering the product or service. Fourth is to market and sell the product or service. And lastly is the service after the sale. However, for support value activities, the first activity is firm infrastructure. Second is human resource management. Third is technology development and R&D. And lastly, procurement.